Hi, welcome to my channel, Reader Writes Fiction. It's 2025 and I'm ready to get going here and complete writing my book. One that I've been working on for the last 29 years. Not the same book. I've started many books and set them aside when things got boring or when I got lost and didn't know what to do with it, or I got a new idea for another book, then I would start it. But it's 2025 and I'm ready to go ahead and put in the work to actually get the book finished. This particular book I've probably been working on for about, oh gosh, I don't even want to say it, maybe like 7 years. Oh my gosh. Off and on, pushing it aside when life happens and just, like I said, losing my way, getting upset and just starting over. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, at this moment, 2025, January the 6th, 2025, I am making this channel to be accountable so that I can actually have some accountability. Because just doing it when I feel like it, and that hasn't worked. So I did hear that you have to have some type of accountability when you are trying to achieve a goal, someone that you have to answer to, even though one may be even, I'm sure, going to probably, I shouldn't say that, may find my videos, but it's more or less me being accountable to me to show up to give it an account of whether or not I've been working on my book or not. So that's how I'm attempting to put some structure with this thing and be accountable so that I can finally get it done. So yeah, 2025, this is it. I feel more confident than I've ever been over all these years. I just got the decision one day. I just had the idea out the blue while at work, because another girl was saying she was writing a book, and it just hit me like, wow, I want to do that. And that set the ball rolling, and here we are now. So another thing I read was that when you set goals, you need to be specific. So I said, okay, I'm going to really be specific now. I'm going to go ahead and set a date, because I said to have it done, because I said, okay, I want to have this book finished before my son's birthday, which is June 16th, 2025. He'll be 30. And when I got the idea to start writing or wanting to pursue writing, he was just 6 months old. And that just totally blows my mind. But here we are, 29 years later. So that is what I said at first, but I made a specific date. I'm going to choose June the 8th, 2025, to have my book completely done. Not in draft stages, but completely done by that date. At least is something to strive for. How does that make me feel? That just putting that date just really unnerves me, because it's like, okay, this is real, and I know where I am in the stage of writing, and it just seems like I won't be able to get it done. I mean, even though that's 6 months away, time is flying. Like, we're already in 2025 when it was just 6 months ago. We were in the summertime. So with that being said, whatever, that's the date, June 8th. I want to have this done. So, yeah. So this was the second writing session of 2025. But we'll just start from today. Monday, first writing session. And yeah, I woke up early. I woke up at about, 7:30. And I immediately grabbed my phone and I started watching YouTube videos, and it was 4 hours later before I actually got up and got into the office and started my writing session. I remember when I literally was like, oh, I can go in there. I can go in there and start writing. But I said, you know what? It's too early. It's too early. I don't want to start doing that. But it's not too early it wasn't too early for me to start scrolling and video after video, random videos, wasting my mental energy that could have been used to further my book. So this is the type of stuff that I have to stop doing. That's self-sabotage. It's like, yeah, if it was too early to start writing on a book that's going to help me way more than watching these videos, then it should have been too early for me to actually start scrolling. But it was easier. It was a habit. Like, I lay in the bed at night with my phone. And so when I wake up, it's automatically there. I reach for it. I claim I'm looking at the time. I do look at the time, but then from looking at the time, it's like, okay, I'm starting to scroll. So I've been thinking that I had a phone addiction. So we're going to definitely work on that. Like, no. It's about doing better. Like, that is clearly not I don't know what I'm doing to finish writing this book situation, to clearly this is what you're doing to self-sabotage. This is you. This has to do with you. So that's something that I can definitely work on and change. So yeah, not tonight. That phone, even if I watch something before I go to bed, that phone is not going to be an easy grasp. I'm going to get it and put it on the table or somewhere away from me. So yeah. And if I don't want to work on the book that early, then I won't be scrolling. So it's just like I'm just going to be laying there with my thoughts. That's just the way we're doing it. That's just the way it has to be. At some point, you just have to just bite the bullet and just be like, no, girl, no. I wouldn't let my son do that. I would not let my child do that when he was growing up. It wasn't a phone thing, or get up and automatically start playing his PS5 or whatever, his video games before school, before getting, no. So no, this is how I have to break this stuff down to myself before I can say, you know what, that makes sense. You have to stop. So yeah, that's the solution for that. That's what we're doing. Because I woke up early. I woke up like bushy-eyed, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, because I didn't work last night. So I was able to go ahead and, wake up ready to go. So let's get it. I just have to get myself in a routine of being able to do that. Yeah. Because I'm realizing, well, I'll save that. So, yeah, I woke up when I finally got ready to go to my office. I washed up. Made my bed up. Then I washed up and I actually got dressed to be in the office. And that's the thing too. First, let me say, like, what I'm realizing is that your process is actually more important than writing the book. Let me say this better. The first thing you have to do, I'm realizing, is getting yourself in the right mind frame and mindset before you even actually get to your writing session to work on the book. So yeah, the first thing you have to do is get yourself together. It's the preliminary things that you have to work on before you actually get yourself to the office to write, or wherever you write, That's something that I have been missing over these last 29 years. Thinking that, okay, well, I just need to study the craft more. I need to learn how to dialogue more, how to write better dialogue, characterization, blah, blah, the writing craft, which is important. It's very important. But in all the things that I've studied and maybe that's not true. I was about to say that I didn't really see anyone talk about this stuff, but it's true. I did see in my writing books about getting yourself ready to write, your writing process, taking care of the mental things that you have to do, the practical things you have to do to help prepare you for writing. I just skipped over that. I didn't want to hear about that. I just wanted to get to the exciting, fun stuff. Learning dialogue, learning characterization, learning how to tell a story. But no, now I see that has been the missing ingredient for me. Not to say I'm a pro with the writing craft stuff, because of course there's stuff I need to actually learn more. I know that I'm going to have to learn as I actually start to write the book, but this here is a game changer. So, yeah, I got dressed. I said, you know what? I'm going to get dressed. And not to say I write when I'm in the nude or anything, but like I'll have my pajamas on or just whatever, which is okay. But I said, I'm going to treat this as if I'm going to work as a professional, because this is what it is. I have to see myself as the professional writer now. So, yes, I'm going to put on some clothes, and in my mind, I'm ready to go to work. This is what I do. So I put my clothes on, got in the office, and it makes sense because when I used to solicit credit cards for the bank, we couldn't wear jeans except on Friday, but most during the week, it was all professional attire, because their thing was, if you dress well, you feel better, you perform better. And it makes sense. It was a mental thing. You dress how you feel. You perform how you dress. No. You know what I'm saying. You look good, you feel good, you do better. And that equated to more credit cards being issued to customers. So, yeah. But neither here nor there. So, that's another thing I'm putting in place. I'm going to have the mentality that, you know what? Hey, getting up, getting dressed for work. So, got into the office, and yeah, I got quiet, and it was like, okay, I had an idea of what I wanted to work on, but it was like, okay, let me just center myself first, because maybe this isn't the way that I want. Maybe this isn't what I actually want to work on. So I said, let me just start with there. Now, I ain't got to do nothing. I told myself. Now, let me just start with that. I told myself. And this is what actually has helped me start getting into the office. I don't have to do a thing once I get in there, but I do have to get in there. And I just added this. I have to sit there for at least 10 minutes, period. Don't got to do nothing, but I got to at least get up, go through all that to sit there for 10 minutes. And it's true. If you have that and you're sitting for 10 minutes, you're going to reach for something. You're going to be bored. You're going to figure out something. You're going to be bored, and you're going to do something. And it's true. That's exactly what happened. I reached for something immediately. Not immediately, but after I centered myself, I went ahead and started working on what I had already planned on working on the story, which was basically using, and I won't get into it, but finalizing the scenes in the book. So yeah, and that actually worked for me, because I'm self-diagnosed as having ADHD. Self-diagnosed as having ADHD. I fit a lot of the criteria, which is another reason why I have not been able to complete my book. I'm just like, wow. It's frustrating that it took all these years for me to actually get to this point to understand that this is why I have not only not been able to finish my book, but a lot of other creations, creative projects that I wanted to pursue. Like, I'll get to a certain point and just stop, and now I understand why. Sis girl, you have ADHD. That label doesn't make me feel bad. It makes me actually feel relieved that I know that, you know what? This is the issue. A whole nother video. I'll talk about that. But that's ADHD. That's who I am. That's what I have. Did I say my name? Rita. But I guess you would know that from the channel name. Rita Writes Fiction. Okay. So yeah, 51. And we'll be 52. Lord's willing. January 25th of this year. And I'm in Ohio. It's freezing. It's like, 24 degrees right now. It was 26. It didn't drop 2 degrees. Snow, it's cold. Yeah. Was supposed to go out to do food delivery, which is what I do. But no, I canceled that. So yeah, that was just a brief interlude to who I am. A little bit of who I am. So, got into my writing session and sprints. I said, okay, I set my little productivity app for 25 minutes. Did it. Didn't have a problem. No music, no nothing. I've been trying different things. Don't need none of that. Was able to focus and concentrate. Did that for 30 minutes. I used the Force Productivity app, which works for me. And yeah, that was it. Then that was what I did actually to work on the book. Then I went ahead and read some of my writing craft book on basically establishing a writing habit. Excellent book. And then I journaled just a little bit. I'm realizing that I do need to do shorter time, because before I was doing like an hour and a half. And that just, I don't think that was it was okay, but I don't think it was as productive as me doing shorter time and just knocking it out, especially with my ADHD situation, because we work better under pressure. So it's like, okay, if I go in and do 30 minutes hard, focus, boom, 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 be done with it and keep it moving. I'm done. I did what I had to do for today. So, yeah, as I stated, these videos are for accountability, get me going. I really don't care. I would like for someone to come along and watch these videos, but that's not the point. The point is for me to be accountable to me. And the way I'm using YouTube is to do that. So, yeah. I will go ahead and use the titles that I know, the hashtag that I know, which is I will use the things that I know about YouTube to get people on board, and I will tell others about what I'm doing in my writing group. I will share that with them if they are so inclined to actually start writing with me. But I'm really not trying to do all that right now. Yeah. So I would like for you to join me in finishing and writing our book this year. I'm going to perhaps maybe start a little movement. Finish your book with me. Finish your book. 2025, finish your book. That's the hashtag I'm going to use. That's what I'm heading for. And that's the goal. That's where I'm headed. That's where I am. And 2025. I'm ready to rock and roll and get this done and meet my goals. I want to be prolific. I want to be a prolific writer. Being able to say, you know what, get an idea for a book and just bang. Maybe that's unrealistic to be able to say, you know what, I got an idea for a book and just I went with it and I finished it in like a week or 2 weeks. I don't even care about the week or 2 weeks. It's just a matter of being consistent enough to where I'm able to get myself to consistently work and enjoy the process and no longer just abandon books when things get tough, but to work through them and work through the situation, work through whatever obstacle or challenge I'm getting. Still be excited by the process of the story unfolding and having the confidence that, you know what, I can write. I can write a book. Just like I have the confidence to know that, if I want to bake a cake, if I see a cake that I want to try, because that's another thing that I do creatively, I can just look at the recipe for a while and know that I can make that cake. I can make the cake. Nonetheless, I have confidence that I can follow the recipe. I know enough about baking cakes or whatever, and at least produce a finished enough product. The cake is going to taste the way it's supposed to, and then I'll be able to tweak it. But at least I know I'll be able to at least create the basic structure of the cake without, totally botching it up like I have done in the past. That's what I want for my writing. Like, oh, okay, I want to write a book. I know I can write a book. I have an idea for a book. I know my process well enough to where I know, what, I can do this. And if any glitches come up, it's going to be in the actual story, which, that will unfold for me. The story will tell itself to me, and I know I'll finish it. But my process is solid. That's what I want. All right. First video, 2025. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go ahead and finish these books.